Good morning, everybody. What is up? It is Monday. It is the 18th of November, 2024. It's 7:45 a.m. here in Germany. This is the Insanity Report for today. And I've got two things. One thing I wanted to share with you guys, because it's hilarious, is I'm going to do a little bit more research on this because I think it's interesting. I'm probably going to write an article about it, so I'll let you know when that comes out. But apparently, according to MSNBC, now this might just have been bullshit, but I don't think so. Like I said, MSNBC is not the beacon of truth. But this could be a true story. It's one of the crazy ones. So apparently Viking Cruises is offering a 4-year-long cruise to escape the Trump presidency. Isn't that great? So it's going to be a cruise of people that are trying to evade justice. You're going to have Robert De Niro on there. You'll have maybe a couple of high-profile Democrats. Maybe Jack Smith will be on the cruise. And you're going to be, these fucking people, these hateful, horrible, disgusting people are all going to be on a cruise together for 4 years to escape the Trump presidency. Now, that's a hell of a way. I mean, the marketing people at Viking are amazing, if this is true, because they just found a way to make mega bucks on stupid-ass people. And so, again, I'm going to look into it. If it's true, I'm going to write an article about the whole thing, because I have a twist that in my mind I hope is actually the case, but I'm not going to reveal that now. Let's get into today's Insanity Report. Okay, so over the weekend I heard that a representative, a congressman named Wiley Nickle, I've never heard of this guy before, which is weird because a name like that you would remember. And just hearing the name Wiley Nickle makes me think, okay, that's somebody, that's a Republican or, a rural guy or a Trump supporter. But just based on the name, I mean, no Democrat is called Wiley Nickle, right? But I'm wrong. This guy is the congressman from North Carolina, I think. Anyway, it's not relevant to the story. He is proposing, and he went on CNN to talk about this, on Laura Coates' show. Another name where if you hear the name, you don't think of the black lady that is the host of the show, Laura Coates. But she's a black lady, and she's she did a funny bit at the beginning. I have to give CNN credit when they do good stuff. She did kind of a funny bit in the beginning of the interview where she was like playing dream music and what the Democrats are all dreaming up as possible counters to the Trump presidency. Things like putting Kamala in to be the first female president now by letting Joe Biden step down right before inauguration, and which would do nothing for them. But okay, these are their plans. Okay. And then she had Representative Wiley Nickle on to explain his proposal of the shadow cabinet, right? This dude is actually thinking of getting together a shadow cabinet of like-minded individuals in order to counter Trump's, possible insanity, possible insane moves, to try to block him, essentially, in what he wants to do. So if he wants to start getting rid of bureaucrats or getting the DOJ to investigate one of them, then the shadow government, the shadow cabinet, will step in and introduce and make different policies to counter Trump's policies. So if he wants to start deporting, the example the guy used was if he wants to start deporting families, then we as the shadow cabinet will step in and make policy that will counter that. Now, that's really good to, if you're really a freedom fighter and you're fighting for your constituents because, there really is a fascist dictator that is in power and you're like the grassroots freedom fighter, then, I would support something like this. But we're not talking about a fascist dictator. Now, I know they think that. They say they think that, right? They say they think that. They know that's not true, right? But they may be able to convince their base, who might be a little dumber, they're MSNBC watchers, and they think, oh, well, if MSNBC says it must be true. So they think that they can cultivate more support in their base by going, no, we're going to stand by you guys, and we're going to stand against Trump, and we're going to form the shadow cabinet. And, he made it seem so light. He sells it pretty good, right? He made it seem so light because he's like, well, it's really not any different at all than what the UK does or what like European countries do. They have an opposition, and that's what they do all the time. Well, yeah, not exactly. You see, the opposition is in European governments, right? If you take Germany, and also the UK is no different, the opposition is not a self-installed group of people that decide to go against the regular government. The opposition is a political party that is voted in by the people, but didn't get enough votes to be in the ruling part of the government. So they play the part of the opposition, right? They're in the same government. Their goals are to still work for the people of the country, but they are in the opposition. So they don't make policy, you see? They can propose policy, and if the ruling government votes for it, then that's great. They made a policy and got it in. But they can't just single-handedly create any policies. So this idiocy that this dude, Wiley Nichols, when I think of Wiley Nichols, I think of the fucking sheriff with the fucking Marlboro in his mouth, the big fucking hat on, walking into the saloon and shit. I'm like, God, that's Wiley Nichols. This guy is not him. Trust me. You can look him up. That's not him. This guy's like a soy boy Democrat. So Wiley Nichols says that, well, since they've been doing this in Europe and in England, for centuries or for decades or whatever his thing is, we should just be, that should work. It can work here. Yeah, it can work here if you change the fucking Constitution. It can work here if you change all the rules and decorum about the way the two parties work and what they're doing and what their jobs are and what they're there to do and who they're there to serve. Yeah, if you change all that around and make new rules, new laws, new mandates for government people, then you could probably get something like an opposition in there. But right now, the Democrats are the opposition, right? They're the opposition. They're not the mandated party. The mandated party is the Republicans. They won the presidency. They've got the Supreme Court. They've got the House. They've got the Senate. And they got that all by the voter who said clearly, we don't want Democrats running anything anymore. That's what basically the message is, right? And so instead of taking that to heart, and instead of saying, well, maybe we should change course on our ideas. Maybe we should get rid of the woke shit. Maybe we should stop flooding the country with illegal immigrants. Maybe we should, kind of rethink our battle strategy here if we lost to Hitler twice in 12 years, right? Maybe we should look at it differently. What we're doing might be not the right way to go. No. They're not changing nothing. Instead, they're going to keep going with their insanity, and they're going to create a shadow cabinet to be able to push their insanity through. Now, that's delusional because, again, just because they do it in England, which they don't do what he is proposing in England nor in any other European country. He is completely raping the meaning of the opposition party. What he is claiming the opposition does is not what's being done. I'm sorry. I live here, okay? I live here and in Europe, and I'm quite confident to say the opposition party doesn't make policy. They cannot branch off into different factions of opposition and say, okay, well, we're going to counter the person who was elected, the people that were elected, the party that was elected, and we're going to make policy that thwarts their policy. No, that's like an insurrection. That's sedition. That's like treason. You know what I mean? That's not their mandate. Okay, and this dude is trying to make it seem like that, like, well, England does it, so we can do it. It'd be all right. No problem. Yeah, you do. You can't just, as a Democrat, Wiley Nickle doesn't decide how the Democratic Party or the opposition in this case is going to be structured, right? You can't just single-handedly decide. There's all kinds of constitutional hurdles and legal hurdles and rule-based hurdles that you would have to get through in order to be able to form an opposition. And he's not calling it an opposition, he's calling it a shadow cabinet. Well, there's no such thing as a shadow cabinet, and Wiley Nickle can't implement one. Now, they might try. It's kind of dumb for them to fucking, lay that out on CNN. Because there's going to be a lot of people that watch that CNN clip and be like, wait a second, what are these people doing? Probably a lot of Democrats are like, all right, guys, hopefully you guys learned your lesson. Now, you've lost to Donald Trump twice now. Now, get your shit together. We'll give you guys a little grieving period, like a couple weeks, to get your fucking brain back in order. But when you guys get back to the table, we want to see We want to stop hearing about the fucking let's transing kids shit. We want to stop hearing about let's let every illegal immigrant through across the border and how we're uncaring and racist if we don't do it. Let's get back to business, people. And, well, these regular Democrats and the regular liberals are going to be disappointed because that's not what these Democrats have planned at all. They have no plan to turn that ship around. They have no plan to look in the mirror and take some lessons from their defeat. They want to continue to double down and go full steam ahead with their bananas insane shit. And one of these things includes the shadow cabinet. Well, I'll tell you right now, and you know what the funniest thing is he wants Adam Schiff to be the leader of the shadow cabinet. These people have no self-reflection at all. Adam Schiff is like putting, it's like putting the red cloth in front of the bull. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to see motherfucking Adam Schiff leading anything. You know what I mean? Nothing. That guy is the most crooked, creepy, nasty, vicious piece of shit that's on the Democratic team. You know what I mean? And he deserves not to be close to any power. Nobody wants this asshole running anything, right? And that's who they proposed. They picked the worst fucking guy to try to lead the shadow government. Now, apparently I did hear that these Congress people are immune to prosecution. They've got like blanket immunity. So apparently they can try all this kind of shit and there will be no punishment. Now, I think their punishment is going to be they will not be voted into office anymore, because when regular Americans start hearing bullshit about shadow cabinets, they're going to be like, yo. Hey, no fucking around, right? Forget the fucking shadow cabinet. Get to work. Whip these people back in line. You know what I'm saying? Y'all motherfuckers have lost it. That's what people want to see. That's the hope, too. Like that the Democrats and the left will kind of like go, whoa, okay, we really did go off the deep end here. Nobody likes this shit. Otherwise, they wouldn't have overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump and overwhelmingly voted for Republicans over Democrats. And people wouldn't be cheering their ass off about all the appointments that are coming to straighten this fucking shit out, right? But the Democrats don't want it straightened out. They want to go status quo all the way. That's their thing. So they just don't get it. So the hope that everybody had was like, okay, maybe the Democrats will go back to like a level of sanity again after this, because the splash of cold water they got is so shocking that they've got no choice but to go back to sanity. Forget that shit. Democrats are not going to win an election for the next 20 years simply because they refuse to go back to sanity. So they're done. Also good. Fine with me. Bye. You know what I mean? But to think that this shadow cabinet led by Adam Schiff is at all going to be a thing is bonkers, right? There's no fucking way that's going to happen. You know what I mean? There's no way. They can talk a whole bunch of shit. This dude can talk a whole bunch of shit, but he's the only dude I saw talking about it, right? Up till now, I've only heard Wiley Coyote, or what the hell is it, Wiley Nickles. I've only heard him talk about this on CNN. I've heard nobody back this plan up. I haven't heard Adam Schiff come out and go, yeah, I'm going to be the leader of the shadow government. Nope. I haven't heard any of that shit, right? And so I think this is just a fucking brain-dead plan by Wiley Nickle, who wants to become relevant, right? He wants his name to mean something. And I don't think that anybody that wants to keep their job and keep their position, the Democrats are going to be, let's keep our head low. You know what I mean? I think that's what's going to happen. Because they know that Trump and his whole team that's going to be in there are on the warpath, right? And they're not stupid. They've been able to keep their corruption and their fucking bullshit going for so long. They know when it's time to duck down and shut the fuck up. And I think that's what probably most of them are going to do. Most of these Democrats are cowards. Most of these Democrats are not real fighters, right? They're not real fighters. When they know that they're going to be protected by the highest office of the presidency, the DOJ, and every fucking Democrat AG and judge and the media, then they have a big mouth. They talk a lot of shit. They go out there talking about, we're going to do this, and oh, there's nothing, nobody can stop us, because nobody does, right? Then they talk big shit. But when they know that the whip is going to be cracked on them, you know what I mean? I don't think they're ready. Democrats don't seem to be like real fighters on principle. You know what I mean? Maybe the squad people are, but also not really, because they've really gone along with the Democrats on everything, even though a lot of their shit wasn't that progressive, right? So, I think this is a pipe dream by Wiley Nichols, right? It's funny. I like it. I wish they would do it. You know what I'm saying? I wish they would do it. One, because it would give them, I'd at least give them a little respect then. I'd be like, okay, hey, these motherfuckers aren't playing. They're willing to put their ass on the line here to fight Trump. Hey, kudos. But no, I don't think that's going to happen, because they're now going to be worried. They're going to be worried every second of the day that something they've done, one of their corrupt actions or corrupt handlings, has been dug up. And they're going to hope that by keeping their head down, the investigation on them will be skipped over. You know what I'm saying? That Trump and the team is going to go after the people that have got their heads taken up. Probably they're going to be first. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be first. But Democrats are not going to be want to be part of this fucking shadow government shit. I think that's not really going to happen, guys. It's a funny thing. We're going to see how it goes. We're going to see where it goes. Like I said, I hope they do it, because it's going to be very amusing to watch these battles, especially from over here in Germany. I will say that I'm at least not right in there with y'all on it. You know what I'm saying? I can kind of watch it as entertainment. I don't have to live through it. But a lot of you people are living in red states. You guys won't have any problems. You know what I mean? And let's be honest, I'm closer to Russia than you guys are. So Biden could still do a lot of damage. Or the people that are running Biden's, pulling Biden's strings, can do a lot of damage between now and Inauguration Day. And, I don't want him to piss Putin off bad enough that he's going to throw a nuke at Germany, because the German politicians are doing the best they can to try to get us all killed. They're doing a great job. You know, if they want to, they're doing a hell of a job trying to piss off a Putin, for real. You know what I mean? They're doing good. So, anyway, guys, if you want to get my stuff directly in your inbox, all you got to do is subscribe to the Substack below. The links are down there. You can do it for free. You can do it for $5 a month, which I would greatly appreciate. All you got to do is subscribe, then you get all the content directly.
Obstruction in 500 meters.
Sorry, all the content directly into your inbox. So subscribe to Substack. If you're watching this somewhere else, go to it'sallaboutlogic.substack.com. That's it'sallaboutlogic.substack.com and subscribe there. We'll see you guys tomorrow.